Rory opened his eyes to find himself face to face with a sheep. Startled, he sat up in the middle of a flock of sheep.
Amy! Doctor! Roman! Too much drink, I'll wager.
Rory picked himself up and found himself standing on a hillside, looking up at an honest-to-goodness Hebrew sheep herder. Now, how did he know the shepherd was Hebrew? He had vague recollections from time to time of his life spent as a Roman soldier before the doctor used the Pandorica to reboot the universe. And one thing rang out clearly. Most Hebrews hated Romans.
I'm not a Roman.
The shepherd snickered and leaned on his staff, a crooked thing that looked so stereotypically like the photographs of shepherds.
Indeed. Well, if you are not Roman, then you are a long way from wherever it is you hail. Right, you haven't by chance seen my friends. They would look like me, but one's a female with red hair, and the other is thin and...
Rory searched for the best means of describing the doctor.
Talks like an idiot.
The shepherd laughed at the last bit before turning and shouting down the other side of the hill.
Elim, Haran, Nemor, come, quick!
Rory stumbled through the flock of sheep to reach the crest of the hill, and the view took his breath away. What spilled out before him was a sea of sheep that had to have numbered in the thousands. Interspersed among them were 100 or more able-bodied shepherds rallying and herding them. The moon overhead illuminated the herd so it resembled a roiling sea of glowing white that undulated with the hills below. 3 more shepherds came up the hill, each taller than Rory.
"'Cause can't you see we're busy?"
The first, with brownish robes and shaggy salt and pepper hair with a matching beard, asked. The one Rory had first met. "'Cause," he figured, smiled at the good-natured jibe.
"What are you called, not Roman?" "I'm called Rory."
"'Cause gestured to each man in turn.
"Then, Rory not Roman. These are my brothers, Elam, Haran, and Nemor. Our not Roman friend here seems to have lost his way and seeks companions. A fair one with hair like fire, and another who is, he describes, speaks like an idiot." "What in God's name?"
"Lion!" As one, the group ran down the hill, carrying Rory with them down the opposite slope, where they saw a mountain lion, bigger than any Rory had seen, dragging a bleating sheep away. The 3 shepherds surrounded the lion, causing it to drop the sheep and snarl. Elam drew a thong of leather and reached into a pouch he carried around his waist, where he withdrew a small stone. Nemor took his staff in both hands, and Haran began shouting at the beast, goading it to attack him. Rory watched in awe as the scene unfolded before him. The 3 shepherds wrangled the lion as it backed up. As soon as they passed the wounded sheep, Haran shouted over his shoulder,
"Rory, take it away!"
Stunned for a moment, Rory finally assumed he must mean the sheep. Reaching it, he saw that the lion had broken its hindquarter, but the animal was relatively okay. Scooping it up in his arms, the lion roared with rage at its meal being taken away. Haran yelled even louder, drawing its attention. The lion could have run, but it was angered now. It wanted to lash out at anyone, and Haran was making himself a pretty big target. Drawing back, the large animal leaped for Haran, who dropped to his back as Elam fired a shot with his sling, catching it in the head. Nemor flipped the butt of his staff like a trained warrior, and with a loud crack, slammed it in the head with all the force he could muster. Haran rolled out of the way as the lion came crashing down. The dazed creature shook its head and decided the meal it had lost came at too high a price. Turning tail, it ran, and the 3 brothers burst into laughter.
"That was insane!"
Cuz came around and took the wounded sheep from him.
"Thank you, my friend. You will make an excellent shepherd, I think."
"Thanks.
So, about my friends? We're moving the herd into Bethlehem for supplies. That and Haran here thinks the portents means something special is happening, and we should bear witness. Forgive my brother, Rory. He should not make light. When the Lord sends a sign, it is to be noticed and not missed."
"What sign?" Elam shrugged and pointed toward the sky. Rory looked up, and there it was, brighter than the moon. They thought it was a sign. Something sent from God. Rory knew it was the TARDIS sending a distress beacon through time and space.
"You are welcome to join us into town, and there is as good a place as any to locate these companions of yours."
Rory nodded as the shepherds moved off to join the herd.
"Hang on, did you say Bethlehem?"